For our second research summary, Leah Hendricks, Matt Russo, Melanie Hines, and myself, Brenda Nolan, we evaluated the study that regarded enhancing caption accessibility through simultaneous multimodal information, visual-tactile captions. The study basically was conducted by 4 researchers from the National Technical Institute for the Deaf at the Rochester Institute of Technology. And the main goal was to explore if enhanced audio captions would aid those that are deaf or hard of hearing in their ability to watch and enjoy movies, as traditional captions means that most of the time people are only reading and not being able to process additional visual information in the screen. Overall, the study consisted of a preliminary evaluation and the main experiment. The preliminary evaluation basically functioned as a baseline for comparing against traditional audio captioning. There were 27 participants with an average age of slightly less than 20 years old, and the main goal was for them to recall 7 non-spoken information instances. This means they had to recall events that were listed in brackets within the traditional audio captions that referred to sounds, so descriptions such as a printer whirring or a doorbell ringing. For the main experiment, they recruited 21 participants with an average age of 19 and a half years, and they were presented with a clip in where they explored a film clip where they explored the traditional audio caption followed by the tactile, which is a vibration enhanced caption, and a visual-tactile caption. Then they were later given randomized clips with different types of captions set up. Some were only tactile, which was a band on the wrist that vibrated in response to a non-spoken information instance. Some were visual-tactile, which was the vibration plus lines highlighted on the scene, kind of like annotations that showed you where in the scene that information, that auditory information was coming from. And they were also asked via survey to recall what those non-spoken information instances were and where they corresponded to in the scene, as well as general ease of use and personal preference questions. Overall, we believe the study to be very valid. They did have a great sample size. It was limiting in the sense that there was hardly any age diversity, or better said, it was hard for us to determine if there was age diversity because they only provided us an average age, and that was always within the 20-year range. So we don't know if this was tested with much older adults or younger children. So it would have been good to know that information and or to test across different groups to understand if there is a difference in preference and performance of the technology. Additionally, there were different testing conditions for the preliminary group and from the main group. And this poses a problem because they did use data from the preliminary group to determine and assess the enhancements. The secondary group was provided compensation, and again, in the instructions, we don't know if both groups were providing compensation or if it was only one. Overall, the results were that there was a significant increase of over 80% in visual-tactile captions when it came to recall of the location of where that information was coming. Additionally, recall of the specific non-spoken information bit was higher from the baseline of non-audio caption, whether it was with a tactile or the visual-tactile. Our lessons learned are mostly, the takeaway is the study length. These were 30-minute sessions, very specific tasks to complete. So we avoid learning effects or participant exhaustion, and it might have allowed them also to have such a vast sample size. So they kept it very, very concise and simple. There's a limitation though, that they only used a single organization from where they recruited. Again, that might be why the age averages at a certain around 20 years old, but that might also pose a problem. So as we look at doing our studies, we want to make sure that we explain why we're honing on to a specific group, or that we have a sample that is more representative of the entire population.